and welcome back to. We've got our part two of my little reality TV adventure. Obviously, Doss here with the infamous ABC reporter Daniel Prosser.
That's firstly, that's incorrect, and secondly, that is a weird title to give me.
What would you prefer?
Well, I don't even work at the ABC anymore.
That's why I said infamous, because you washed. Retired.
Yeah, okay,
Retired.
Yeah. I'm on long service as well, so I am essentially retired. So, yeah, no, not affiliated with any broadcaster.
Well, I am, baby. Let's go Channel 7.
Yeah, go Channel 7. I'm trying to get the Channel 7 bag now.
Yeah. All right, well, let's... oh, no, actually, I got one.
No, Doss.
Do you want to talk
sorry,
about...
I know this is your thing, and I know you're the big media star now, but if you've just dropped in and you haven't watched part one, which you need to, you got to, but we're not going to... Don't click out. Watch part two, then go back and watch part one and fill in the gaps. Doss, what are you talking about with your reality TV show? Just a very quick, high level, what have you done? What are people tuning into right now?
Well, yeah, we just sort of did the finale of Stranded On Honeymoon Island, where I was everybody's married off and dropped off onto individual islands and had to survive with their partner. Me, not so much. I came in late because, I'm always late to everything I do. And I was the plus one of the series. And, replaced Big Mike on one of his islands, on his island, and partnered up with Amy and had to survive for a few days before deciding if love was real.
A bit of romance, a bit of survival, beautiful location, beautifully shot as well. I mean, I got to give my hats off to the production, to the camos for that, because it was beautifully shot. If I could give it one compliment, at least, maybe a bit more. It was beautifully shot. Fair cop to that. It was definitely one of the nicest reality shows I've seen visually.
Music was banging too.
They did not spare any expense
tunes
for music. I mean, yeah, so if you're watching and you haven't seen Stranded on Honeymoon Island, you can go back to episode 1 and watch it all from there, because Doss is a recurring character despite not even being on an island for like 10 episodes.
Literally.
But also episodes, I want to say 8 to 12, maybe 9
to 12.
9, 10, 11, 12. Doss is heavily featured. But yeah, anyway, you're going to get the verbal version here, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah, that's it. We'll dive in, but we'll give you a little bit of the spice of what didn't happen on screen and what happened off screen.
Definitely. Sex, drugs, I mean, backstabbing, betrayal. It's like, the real drama happened after the show.
Yeah, that was just the production team.
All right, so let's jump into it, Dossel, unless you've got anything else you wanted to add. I've got my list of questions, which you, again, haven't seen. And, it means you've got no awareness of what's going on. We haven't planned anything. I hated how you put Channel 7 Sue Prosser in the description of the last one.
I was wondering if you read that.
I really hate it. I always message you after you upload something. I'm like, Doss, can you change that? That's a really bad idea. I just felt, if they sue us, then at least maybe Doss gets his second wind of fame. I go down. I've got a newborn. I've got a family. That's all right. I can tank my whole life, so hopefully Doss gets another 15 minutes.
That's it. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries at all. Let's jump into it, Doss. So we enter episode 11, and it's the last days on the island. You weren't... Doss just blinded himself with a flashbang there. Get down! It's Channel 7. They don't want to talk about this.
Spotlight's on me.
You're probably less featured in these final days, but what was going on in the final days after the couple's cove, after the visitors have come kind of thing? What's going on with you and Amy?
So we was, I guess, obviously playing catch up with a lot of the stuff. So we didn't get family. So I'll admit, you and my mum were both complaining about not being flown over, and I was like, ooh.
No way!
Who
Judy
would I
as
pick?
well?
Yeah.
I would have loved to see her on. If I got the call from her and she was like, Dan, it's me or you, I'd be like, I need you to go. you've got to do this. I'd love to see you there with Dossel.
Yeah, I literally told Mum, I was like, I couldn't pick you, Mum. And she's like, what? I'd be like, she'd be too nice. She'd be way too nice.
I would be pretty nice too. I mean, what we really want...
It might be my sister.
Gavel Brody, I reckon. Gavel would be good chat.
No,
I mean...
My dad would just be mean to me. He'd be like, what are you doing here? What's this fire? It's not even a real fire. Come on. You caught a fish yet? What's going on?
Yeah, purely rating your survival skills. Not he wouldn't even notice Amy. He'd be like, "What is this shack? What is this salmon jacket with the sleeves off? You look like you're a joke." Anyway, so what's going on? You're still just catching up. There's no sauce, there's no spice, nothing we missed in those final days.
Yeah, I'd argue there was, like the intimacy boxes which rocked up earlier in the season. One of them rocked up on our day instead of the families. So on brand, and obviously
intimacy box for those that didn't see or have already forgotten what that was.
Oh, it sounds like you might have forgotten. Like handcuffs, whip, chocolate, massage oil, blindfold, all the fun stuff. Which was quite funny because obviously at this point I'm looking like a very nice guy, which is great because I am. Let's just quote that in there. And then all of a sudden all these tools come out, and it was sort of like, it was like muscle memory for me. Oh. And I just forgot the cameras were there, and I was like, let's go. And it was game on. And then after, you sort of, you take turns using all the tools, and I was using all the tools. And after my bit...
sorry, is production prompting you to take turns using the tools?
Nah. Okay. They're just there's your box, you do you. And I was like, Doss is going to do Doss. And I just remember doing my bit. And then after, I finished, and then, I looked...
After you finished?
Not like that. God damn it. A massage. I mean, just a massage.
Yeah.
And then I, looked over and looked at the camera and the cameraman, and he was just shaking his head. It was so funny.
A single tear rolling down his eye. You can see his career flashing through his eyes, in the glint. I'm here now. This is what I'm doing. I'm essentially shooting pornos. I was rated.
Too much? And he's just nodding.
And this is why we didn't see any of that, I would say.
Exactly.
Oh, well, glorious. Well, Dawson, that brings us to the end of the island. But we return to civilization, and they were throwing that word civilization around, but they did show a drone shot or a helicopter shot of an island, which was probably marginally bigger, had a few structures on it. Is that the civilization that you returned to for a while? Yeah,
so then they shipped us off to a resort island. So it's literally just the whole island. It's just a resort, which was pretty sick. It was where they hid me initially before they shipped me to the island. So it was kind of nice. It was nice enough. I was there 2 days, but just background shooting and what do you think?
Kick a footy.
Literally, yeah, all that stuff.
Comb your hair.
Not again.
You're your hair is falling out at this point because you're just dragging the comb through it.
Just poor thing. Yeah, so that was it was crazy though because I couldn't talk to anyone. It was just when they had the interviews, and that was it. And then I'd be locked in my room by myself, and then I'd be there for 24 hours, which was actually kind of fun because obviously throughout the day there was a puzzle that had to look like I was doing that. But later on, I'd accidentally snuck my laptop in because it was in my bag, my big bag, and they just gave us all our stuff. So they gave me my bag with my laptop, but I obviously had no idea, couldn't get on the Wi-Fi or anything like that. So still no outside contact. But I had Age of Empires on it.
Oh, I was about to say, I guarantee he's playing Age of Empires.
So I just spent all night playing Age of Empires.
That sounds awesome, man. That sounds like a proper holiday, dude. That would be you're relaxed after that.
Yeah, you can order whatever you want. So I was getting lobster, had some dessert, had tiramisu.
Yeah,
I was just playing Age of Empires.
Oh, that's so good. But you weren't supposed to be, rushing the Byzantines. You were supposed to be thinking about everything that just happened over the past few days. Were you in love? Is it marriage? Is it rah rah rah? So, did you ponder those thoughts? Was there a sense of like, seclusion, isolation, and just like, I mean, we heard from Byron, and it sounded like Byron, what happened with him. This was between the reunion, but anyway, while you're by yourself, it sounds like a lot goes through your head. Were you thinking much, or was it just like wololo, wololo?
Yes, my lord. Certainly. Mate. You know me, I'm an absolute chronic overthinker as it is. So I spent a lot of my time just overthinking everything and just thinking about everything. Like, I was only there 3-4 days, and now I've got 2 days to think about and process those days.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. And I hated not being able to talk to anyone. It's sort of not being able to talk to like you or anyone in my inner circle and actually just get a bit of a perspective on things.
Prospective.
I'm editing that out right now.
No. It's my brain. It's my thing. I bring a bit of prospective. That's what you're trying to say. It's my brain.
I think not having any of that was kind of confusing because I don't think I've ever really, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of my decisions I just bounce off people, and then that gives me a bit of feedback because, otherwise everything I think about is pretty fantasized, really. And I think there was a bit of that involved with the process.
Yeah, I think that's fairly reasonable. I mean, as much as you don't want to be someone that requires other people's blessings or say-sos to do stuff, I think we all want to talk about the people that we've met and the feelings that we're feeling and processing it for ourselves kind of regardless of what the other person says. But just trying to bounce that off yourself is kind of interesting. So if I can carry on from there, Dossel, let's see. The next stage, you actually go and meet with Amy, and everyone, the partners go and meet in the setup kind of wedding arbor-esque kind of location, beautiful spot on the beach, and it's a chance to say whether you want to continue. It's not even like, will we get engaged? Will we get married? It's kind of just like, hey, are we even going to see each other after this? I mean, the stakes are pretty low, to be fair. So, so what's your feeling coming into that? You're there waiting for Amy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I have? Well, I had to like prep. I had to make my decision over the course of those couple of days, which was tough because I didn't know her. Like, I didn't know enough. I think
that came across for sure.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much my speech, I guess, had that in it until a couple of the reporters were just like, Doss threw a curveball in. He didn't even know this chick. And I was like, oh, I thought it. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's right. But what did I put in there? I put in, well, like originally I did a draft and I sort of like, I wrote maybe effectively. Like the producers came back and they're like, hey, this is a maybe. And I was like,
we're not paying you to sit the fence.
They're like, what, are you the fucking honey badger? And I was like, come on, maybe. They're like, you don't have enough of a platform to say maybe. So I had to say something. And I go with a bit of a mentality of like, everybody gets one. So like everybody gets one mistake, I guess, and they still got my full trust. And because Amy had never really broken anything there, I was like, fuck it. At this point, she's done nothing wrong. And I see no barriers at this point. Like I know she was looking pretty crazy in a lot of the chats. Man, I like a bit of intensity.
Yeah, no, definitely. As you know, a lot of what came across was like this obsession, this love, this burning passion for
good.
Whatever. And you know, hey, that's kind of nice. I mean, sometimes.
For me, it'd been a long time since I felt that. So I was like, this is great, man.
Yeah, and you were only signing up to meet after the show, really. I mean, is that the premise? Like, you weren't...
I did ask them. I was like, what is the actual takeaway after this chat? And they were like, you're like your boyfriend, girlfriend. That's sort of the goal that we want from this. And I was like, geez, I'm 3 days in. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I got up there. And, interesting because what we all got to see was that Amy went first. but really, I actually went first, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. Because
So-
in the edit, it was kind of like they realized, oh, we can actually. Dos is the one that's more likely to say no.
yeah.
So it'd be more of a surprise to leave him second. Classic. But that is interesting. Bit of behind the bit of magic, production magic sprinkled in there. Yeah,
So I
didn't even
thought
notice
that-
it.
I thought she was going to say no then. Because
Yeah.
I'd already said one. I was like, fuck, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm done for. What a schmuck coming on here saying yes and then gets rejected after 3 days. No, so yeah, I went for it. I was like, stuff it, let's do it. I don't want to continue this experience by myself. I'd prefer to do it with someone else. Or with Amy, sorry. Not just someone else. So yeah, went with it. And then, yeah, she came back with a yes as well. So yeah, we'll reality TV coupled up.
Nice. Were you expecting the yes from her? Was it as
Yes.
obvious to you as it is to the viewer?
Yeah, I expected a yes right up until I had to go first.
And
And
then
then I
maybe
was like,
you did
oh,
not come
fuck.
across sure enough, and she was like, "Oh, actually, quick audible, no."
Yeah. she changed her tune at the last
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, it was good.
Did she say "I love you"?
Yeah, that
Yes,
caught me off guard.
it came in the it came in the cutaway. She told you she loved you. Dos, how do you feel about the love word? Generally speaking, have you told someone you love them?
I have never told anyone I love them. Except for mum and the family and probably yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we tell each other we love each other after every phone call. I mean,
Yeah, it's
but
cute.
there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, so yeah, never said it. And then, yeah, she said it to me on the second day, third day. Yeah, I didn't even click. Like, she said it and I didn't click. And then I had like a Voxy, which is like the little interview away by yourself. And they were like, oh, how did it feel when Amy said she loved you? I was like, what? They're like, Amy said she loved you. I was like, what? And then I got to see it on TV. I was like, she did say it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so look, let's jump now to the reunion. So there was a reunion, which I'm a sucker for a reunion. I think there needs to be a reunion, even though this reunion seemed to be like an hour later or like a day later. What? How long between the speeches and the reunion was it? Or did people go straight from that to the reunion?
Everybody had their thing the day before, except for me and Amy. So we had to. I was up at like 5 a.m. and had to do my like decision at like 6 a.m. So I was looking pretty perky for that early in the morning.
Yeah, I could tell. I could
must
tell. Production must have loved you, man. You probably got a bit of a touch up, actually.
They looked after me. Well, to be fair, the day before that, my last day on the island, I was sick as a dog. I couldn't stomach anything. I was just out of it. Maybe that's why they didn't use much footage of it, because I must have just looked like a ghost, I reckon. So yeah, this time I was a bit more colourful, and yeah, that's probably why they gave me another day to rest before the final. But yeah, made the final decision and then had a few hours off to prep and then reunion time, baby.
Yeah. So lots of stuff happening in the reunion. Lots of stuff happened in the reunion, and
So
you
much.
got it. You got in there fairly early.
Hashtag
to
main character.
Look, pulling up. What was the vibe like for you? Were you excited? I mean, the last time you met these people, it came across on TV that it was pretty uncomfortable, pretty unpleasant. You were sweating bullets. Were you like, oh, here we go? You know, were you like Sam coming into it? Where you just like, fuck, Couples Cove. I'm about to get grilled again.
Nah, not as bad. The first time was just so daunting. I was like, just felt so out of my depth so quickly. Like,
Yeah.
I'd only just got there and I'm thrown to the wolves effectively. So this time around, I'd had a few days and I was back on song. Like, I felt like me, I was comfortable. I was ready to just chat whatever I needed to say. So yeah, I felt good. Felt good second time around. And it was so much easier being the second couple there. So it was like, Manny and Danny were there first and then we rocked up second. So it was sort of nice to get a bit of a smaller introduction. We can take a bit more time and actually get to know the people, because that was the other thing. Bang into a group of 5 blokes straight away in the first couples cup. There's no time to actually get to know any of them on an individual level.
Yeah.
And then let alone when all the girls are involved after that. So this was the first time I actually got a bit of a chance to have a bit of a one-on-one time with a couple of the folks.
Well, this is a bit of a dodgy move by me, but I feel like should we touch on some of the other speeches that were given? I mean, there's
fuck yeah.
There's really
Let's do it.
Yeah, I know. I'll come back to the reunion, but I just saw a note about a pretty iconic line from Sam after getting
roasted.
I gotta say, there was a lot of good feedback about Jess's delivery and notes there. I might have been skipping through. I'm sorry. I wanted to see Doss,
Mate,
to be honest.
You got to go back and listen to Jess's speech. It was elite.
I'm pretty guilty of skipping through big moments, but I was like, not Doss, not Doss, not Doss, not Doss. Oh, Sam's talking. Oh, we'll check that out. Not Doss, not Doss. Anyway, all I know is that I caught the end of Jess's. I'm sorry, everyone. This is not me doing my research here, but I think, did Sam open with, "You feel good"?
Yeah, literally.
I was like,
man.
let's go.
Yeah, it was like Jess's speech was, because obviously I hadn't heard it. I'd only been sort of told that it was pretty intense, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then getting to watch it, I was like, oh boy, this is great. Like, she just went ham at him, and like, oh boy, he didn't take it very well. He did not take it well at all. Yeah. So that was does that make you feel good?
Yeah. I think it was literally, "You feel good" or something like that. Like,
you feel good now. Jeez, what a wanker, eh?
Whoa, okay.
To the end, mate, he was a consistent wanker.
All right, that's the first we're hearing from Doss, an unfiltered thought on someone. Yeah, so no love lost there. Was that cathartic for you? I mean, I think Sam was sort of coming at Amy at Couples Cove. You were sort of in the crossfire there. What exposure did you have to Sam at that point? Or are your feelings now about that speech coloured by the fact of what's happened since the show? No.
There wasn't much. It was hard because going into that first Couples Cove, I was like, all right, I need to, like, I can only have opinions about people when I meet them now, sort of thing. And obviously I had Amy's side of things, but I'd only known her less than 24 hours before that moment, so it was sort of like, it's hard to completely agree with it all, because you got to take everything with a bit of a grain of salt. And then Sam probably won that Couples Cove, really. And it was probably because I didn't back up Amy, but I didn't agree with what I'd seen and what Amy was saying. Like, as far as I knew, Sam, his comments were jovial. So yeah, I didn't have any quarrel at that point, but like, there's something about him I never liked. And then seeing the way he reacted after that, actually just seeing him throughout the whole show, to be honest, I was kind of like, God, I look terrible not supporting Amy now.
The Couples Cove, he definitely he came across, he did look like he won that one for sure. But I think the viewer's experience, you could sort of see that he was winning on the grounds of like just standing his ground regardless of what the situation was, which is a good move. And you can win in the moment, and winning in the moment's kind of, it's pretty big. Yeah. But
he
the post match
lost the last three Couples Coves, but he got one. It just happened to be when I was there.
Yeah. So that happens. We'll talk a little bit more about post-show later. But is there any other speeches that stood out to you that you thought were really good? We also saw Byron let Bree down, and it ended quite amicably there at that moment. Yeah. It was kind of like, I get it, I feel you, that's your choice, it was like very sweet. And then obviously Bree sort of left and maybe hit her. I mean, shock's a thing, and I sort of hear that. I could sort of be nice to someone that I'm feeling scorned by at the time.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah. But
I take
anyway,
it like a champ when it comes.
Yeah.
And when you go away from it, you have a bit of time, you're like, I hate him.
And that's what happened, because she came in hot to the reunion. Yeah. But anyway, were there any speeches you want to talk about there? Any outcomes that you were surprised by, not surprised by? Any yeses, any nos?
I kind of thought Emmanuel and Danny were going to say no, to be honest.
I probably got that feeling too.
Yeah, when I first rocked up and they were together. Then that was a bit surprising. But then not surprising finding out what happened after the show and the longevity of that relationship.
Okay.
Or do you want me to tell them? Oh, no, we'll do this.
No, we'll do it later. We'll go. Chad was was Chad a fan favorite? I liked him. I thought he seemed. I thought he, I mean, there was obviously, respectfully, Doss, anyone on reality TV has got some pretty major red flags. Let's. Sorry,
what? Sorry, what?
We were just 12 of the most normal blokes and girls having a shot, having a crack. So I'm not trying to sign off on anyone. And I've only seen what people have shown me on TV. But Chad did seem like a sweetie. And Chad's partner, I want to say Danny, George, Danny. Okay, sorry guys. She seemed quite sweet too.
Yeah, I got on well with those two. I think, like on the show, I had a bit of time with them, but not that much time. And like, Chad was very much sort of like a father figure, really, which was kind of good because it needed a bit of support in there, and so he was good for that. And then post show, I actually ended up on the plane coming back with them back to Melbourne. So that was great. It was kind of cool to be heading back with them and be able to have a bit of a debrief because everybody was off doing promos except for me and them. So that was a win.
Off doing promos?
Yeah, so when everybody so as soon as the show finished, everybody else had to fly straight to Sydney and do promos except for me, Danny and Georgia. No, sorry, not Danny, Chad and Georgia. So, yeah. So it's just us three that got flown back to Melbourne, and then the rest did the promos.
Right. What's a promo like? Doing voiceover and stuff.
I wasn't invited.
Next question.
They didn't want me.
All right. Let's move on from the speeches. Get to the spicy bit. A lot of people hanging out for the reunion. I hang out for a reunion. It gets messy. It got messy. Although it got messy, but also all got pretty much squashed immediately. Let's
or was just never brought up again.
Yeah. All right. So the main one that came in, Brie was fuming. Byron had misled her in her mind. Suddenly gone from hot or warm to cold. Let's just say caught her off guard, and that's not on. That's not what she was feeling. So she came in and. Just like at every Couples Cove, I don't know what was happening, but man, you guys sat in boys and girls groups. That is kind of embarrassing. I don't know. You always, as soon as people walked in, it's like, okay, girls group, boys group. Like, did you just hate each other? What's going on?
Watch it again. When I walked in, I stood right next to the bar, and I'm at the bar at every shot. After that, I did not move.
Yeah, I wasn't in the boys' camp or in the girls' camp. Yeah. I was at the bar.
I was having a great time, man. As soon as somebody else came in, I was like, "Oh, I'll get you a beer. I'll grab my one as well." But yeah, as soon as a few girls rocked up, they'd be like, "Let's go, girls. Let's go have a chat." And then us boys would be like, and then they'd be like, "Oh, well, because Emily came in first."
Oh, did she?
Before Brie, yeah.
Okay.
So she came in and was like, Tom's dating all these girls on the outside. He's got a roster from the speed dating. And then they're like, okay, girls chat. And then all us boys are there, me, Chad, and Emmanuel. And we're like, and Chad's like, what the hell's a roster? And I was like, oh, chatty boy. I'm going to give you an education.
Dr. Doss, PhD in roster management.
So, yeah, when they're debriefing their drama, I was teaching Chad a few things about modern dating.
Oh, look at you. Taking the mentor becomes the mentee. The father figure becomes the son.
Give it back.
Okay, so Emily, she came in, she was ready. She'd obviously been sitting on that scorn, that betrayal from Tom, allegedly. You didn't know Tom from a bar of soap. You do go on to know Tom much better than a bar of soap. Like I don't know what the opposite of a bar of soap is.
Mate, we've shared a bar of soap.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey.
That's a good one. So you're hearing Emily come in saying, like, this guy's got a roster of chicks from the speed dating. What are you thinking? This guy sounds like an absolute toss.
Respect to the man. That's what I was thinking. Because there was
he beat me to it.
Oh, mate. There were some babes at that speed dating. I was like, geez, this guy's cooking.
He's got his consolation prizes waiting for him back home.
Yeah. So
were you actually feeling like that? Were you like, caught up in the moment like, oh, what a dog. He's mistreating Emily. I like, you would have thought, I like Emily.
I've only just met Emily.
Doss. Let's not get into the dating that you guys did, the relationship you guys had.
Let's bullshit.
But you hit it up with her at speed dating, mate. You haven't just met Emily,
What?
didn't
I
you?
don't even
Wasn't she?
remember her from the speed dating.
Oh, I thought she was one of your choices. Sorry.
No. Oh,
Okay.
God, no.
All right. Rewriting history here, Doss, I'm going to say. All right. So you're like, oh, Tom sounds like a pretty, like a bloke I can get around.
Yeah, I was interested to meet Tom. I was like, any man that's ballsy enough to be chasing 3 or 4 girls from the speed date. I was like, damn, this guy's got something. He's either got chat or he's creepy or he's yeah, I was interested. Or he's an easy villain for us to all target, and that'd be fun as well.
Cool.
Because I always want to be on the righteous side of society, of course.
Yeah.
And,
What did the boys think though? We're like, oh, this Tom guy. Like, did they rate him? Were they like, oh, he's doing some tuning and it's kind of not on. He's ruined this experience for someone.
Yeah, it was. Manny was
allegedly.
Like, yeah. Oh, I don't think that. Yeah, Manny was the one that was like, oh, here we go, and then Chad was like. Chad just didn't know what the fuck the roster was, so he was still harping on about that. And then Byron rocked up, and then it changed everything because obviously we stopped talking about the roster, and then Byron and Bree's drama was like, all right, here we go, because they both came in individually because Byron chose not to be with her.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of hostility at that point in the room.
Yeah. Did you feel that? Were you like? Here comes the drama.
I was like, oh, I better get another beer. Yeah, but that was squashed pretty quick because they just because Bree was fuming, and then Byron's talking to us, and we're like, man, Bree's pretty mad. And he's like, ugh. And then he's like,
because Byron was like, oh yeah, me and Bree, like, we're
sweet.
good. We patched it up. It was amicable. And then you guys are like, actually, bro, she hates you.
Maddie's like, oh, bro, it's not going well.
And that's why it was like he went over to talk to her because I think it was kind of positioned like, or was it him or Tom, where it was just like the girl was like, or the lady, was like, oh, they're not even coming to talk to me. Coward. I don't know if that was Tom or maybe both.
That was
but
Sam, I think. Yeah, that was Sam when he came.
Oh,
in. But also,
right.
why the fuck? Sam didn't have to go talk to him. That's the only thing I agree with Sam on. I wouldn't have fucking gone over there to talk to him. He just got roasted at the final vows. Doesn't like any of the other girls. Why would you go over there?
Oh, do you think Sam changed his response? Do you think Sam was going to say yes? Can you do that?
You can do whatever you want. I think
because he did look like he was reading.
He looked like he had like 3 pages, and then he just felt so off the cuff. I feel like he was going to say yes.
Wow.
And then just said no in like 2 sentences and just wrapped it up. I loved it. I liked that whole process. It was great.
Yeah. All right. Back to the reading.
Yeah. Back to the. Yeah. So Bree and Byron squashed their little beef solely by Byron being mature, and dealing with that very well. Actually, very well. Shout out to Byron actually on that.
Yeah, it did seem like a lot of the drama stemmed from either misinformation or misunderstanding or straight up fabrication,
social gaslighting from friends trying to support but realistically putting a toxic spin on it.
Yeah, it was kind of rough because I mean, it seemed like Byron was just went over there and was like, well, here's the situation, and then people was like, oh, yeah, okay.
So that kind of makes sense. So that was squashed, and then Tom walks in. Actually, Big Mike walked in first, and that was my first time meeting Big Mike. And,
here comes trouble. You've stolen his girl. Are you ready for action?
I thought he was going to be more of a wanker, for sure. And then he came in, and I was like, "No, this guy's actually pretty chill." I was looking forward to a bit of beef, but there's none of that.
Yeah, he had a real hero arc at the end, didn't he? He sort of was like, you know what, good for Amy. It sucks for me. Good for Amy. Pink hair, salmon jacket, man bun, whatever it is. Whatever. He's a whatever guy.
He did call me ponytail guy, though, at one point.
That's not your
to
brand.
My face, but I was like, brother, that's not trademarked.
Okay, so that's it. Like you and Mike. Yeah, that was just like...
It's pretty chill.
Yeah? Okay. And then the big moment, Tom comes in. You see him and you're like, okay, so he's not a creep because he's pretty good looking, and I don't know if you can be a creep and be good looking.
There's like the crazy hot scale. There's also creep to hot guy scale.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's the HR meme where it's just like the creep guy, the raw looking dude comes and says something to the girl, and the girl's like, HR? And then it's like the handsome guy comes and says the same thing. It's just like, oh, okay.
Effectively. Yeah, so he came in, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, he's innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent.
Yeah, like the real drama's got to be is that I'm choosing Tom.
Surprise.
Mike, you can have Amy. I like this guy.
I'm back, baby. I'm going to that island. So yeah, that was interesting. Basically, just had a bit of a chat with him, and then he's like, because the girls are still in their group, boys are all over here, and he's like, okay, I got to go talk to Emily, and that's when he walks off, and that's when I was like, oh, it's like watching a lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah, a few good lines from you, Tuss.
Yeah, because they finally started to realize I'm sometimes funny.
Yeah. What were some of the other bangers? Were you proud of any other lines? Anything you said that you thought, oh, good for TV?
After we did after me and Amy said yes, and then she was all like, oh my God, we're going to get married for real now. And I was like, first thing we're doing after this is expectation management. Expectation management training.
That summed up your relationship pretty well, I reckon.
100%.
All right, so Tom's going over like a lamb to the slaughter, and the emotions were at a fever pitch there. He'd tuned half of Canberra at that point. I mean, 3 girls. That's most of the eligible bachelorette population of Canberra. Shout out Canberra. So yeah, he's in trouble. He's in danger. He's being caught red-handed. There's receipts. Well, there aren't receipts, but there's vibes. There's vibes that he was doing these things that were wrong. So then he takes Emily aside and
they start talking about me. Fucking straight away. I was like, what? So I didn't know any of this happened. So I was watching it live when everybody else was watching it. And then Tom's telling Emily like, oh, you already know everyone here. And then she's like, yes. And he's like, oh, even Man Bun. And then she's like, yes. And then she's like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was phrased that we used to date.
Yeah. It seemed like you told me on the island that you had dated. Like, according to Tom, it had come from the horse's mouth. Which was weird. And then again, I don't know what happens in production. I don't know what part of the conversation's happening where, but then she gives her through the tooth, don't stop talking or don't say anything or something like that. I'm trying to think of the exact words she said, but it was like pretty wild actually, because it's like cameras are on ya, microphone is on ya. We're not going to get away with this one. I think don't say anything. That's enough.
That was fucking mind blowing, because like I'm watching this and I met that chick about 2 minutes before that scene even started. Like,
genuinely.
And like, I'd never seen this woman before in my life.
And you're caught up in a love triangle here.
Out of nowhere. I was like, what the shit? Oh God, I wish it came up later on. It was actually a little heartbreaking. It didn't actually come up. But yeah, so yeah, obviously.
How do you think you got caught up in that? What happened?
So following show, and actually talking to Emily and Tom, discovered that me and Emily had matched on Hinge, I think 6 months, 12 months before the show. But I never sent a message or anything like that. So like, as far as how do you even remember that, firstly, that you matched with someone that you never had a conversation with? And also, yeah, so that blew my mind that she even was able to remember that. But then to say we were dating was fucking crazy. For me, it was just, yeah, I'd never seen it before effectively. I didn't connect the dots at all. Not from a match.
That's, fair play to your Hinge. Sounds very memorable. That's a good, I'd put that in my bio. Girls will remember this Hinge.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, fair. And I didn't even have a man, but I think in my Hinge or a salmon jacket. Oh no,
wow.
I did have a salmon jacket maybe. Fuck, there's more to me than that. God damn it.
Yeah, we've sort of unpacked the fact that that's your legacy and going forward. I mean, you almost need to work it into your identity now online. Or not, anyway. So yeah, that got patched out pretty quick. as well. Except then at the actual table, when we're expecting sparks to fly, all the other ladies are having a shot at Tom because they're upset on behalf of Emily. Because Emily was upset as far as they're concerned. They're sticking up for her. They're speaking up, doing the bro code, girl code, cis code, which is fair play. It is a little bit tricky when the person in question isn't taking issue, but I mean, I guess that the dynamic might be that, this person's not sticking up for themselves. I'm going to put my neck out there for them. And it looked like
they feel uncomfortable that everybody's arguing their point when they've lied about their point.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. That's what came up, is that everyone else was, unfortunately, seemingly arguing based on a lie. And it also looked like Emily was aware that Tom had this silver bullet about the romantic relationship with Dos, which you say was just a match on an app, which really shouldn't have been that much of a barrier for her to. I don't know. It wasn't like that. That shouldn't have shut her up because there was nothing that happened there. So I don't know what happened if she really did think more of that match.
No, she'd said that we dated and slept together, so it wasn't that she didn't tell anyone that we matched.
Why?
It's a lie. Attention. I don't know any other reason really. Like maybe to seem desirable. You know, maybe the Man Bun Salmon Jacket could be for two people. Who knows? I don't know the intricacies of it. But I know that was an absolutely fabricated lie. And that's why she didn't want to brought up, because it would have been found out. Because at that point, I didn't even know that we'd match. So
yeah, and that was a high point, because the editing there, it was like all the girls having a chop, or some of the girls having a chop at Tom, and then the shots of Tom looking at Emily like, if you say something here, I'm coming.
Yeah. Well, I think.
And then it was just like, you know what? Tom's a great guy. He's like my best friend or whatever. And then it was like, and imagine being one of the girls being like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's the devil.
That wasn't even how it was diffused. So, like, it's just off-camera stuff. On-camera stuff, but not edited, not final edit. But I'll never forget this moment. It was like everybody's into Tom, and I was like, hold up. And I grabbed the table's attention. I was like, hold up. And I feel all these eyes, and like producers' eyes are just looking at me like, what the hell? This guy's speaking up. This is the anxious fucking guy who had all these shots and been looking stressed out. And Tom, he was looking at me with the biggest smile I've ever seen in the world, because he had this silver bullet about me and Emily. And like, I didn't even know that he had that. So he's like, come at me, bro, and I will.
He thought there's a chance you were about to speak up and then go at Tom, and Tom be like, well, you dated Emily, you dog.
Literally. He would have deflected everything. That's why he was, he was licking at his lips. He's like, come on.
Hey, guys, can we make sure we've got a mic on Salmon Jacket here? I think he's going to say something really important. All right, Tom, keep the production notes out of this. Like, we'll do our job. Let's hear what he has to say.
So, and then bang, I was like, you know what? I think Tom did what all of us would have done in that situation. And like, I defended him. Like, in regards to, at this point, I thought maybe, he said that there were girls were talking to him from the speed dating. And then how he got those numbers was, I don't know. Emily gave him one of those numbers from the girl. But anyway, I was like, he hasn't slept with any of these people. He hasn't gone on any dates with any of these people. So I think this is all, like, as far as the evidence goes, this guy is innocent. And he nearly looked disappointed. He was like, thank you for sticking up for me, but damn, I had a silver bullet for you, son. And it just sort of defused the whole situation. And then, didn't make the final cut for that bit. But yeah, it was great, because that moment on, me and Tom became really good mates.
And he never mentioned it to you.
Which part?
The fact he's like, mate, hey, after the table, he's like, hey, mate, you nearly walked into a trap there. I nearly had you.
Oh, yeah, after the show he did. Yeah. He was just like, this is what they were telling me. And this is what Emily told me. And I was like, oh, sheesh, that was close.
So, Dos, is there anything more about the reunion you want to say? You can come up with it later on, but, you know, anything more reunion-based that you want to say here, but while we wrap up what happened on TV?
Yeah, I'd just say, just sort of that whole attacking Tom for dating people on the outside was all fabricated as well from Emily. Like, one of the girls that was messaging Tom was because Emily gave her his number. And then another one just chased up production being like, hey, can I get that guy's number? Which kind of respect the play, to be honest. I don't think that number ever got to him, though. And then, I think that was it. And then the third one he made up because he just wanted to reject Emily, but didn't know how to, which is a bit amateurish. But what do you do? You're trapped on an island as well. Yeah. That's pretty tough.
So, that was all about, like, I didn't just want to tell her that I was just straight up just not interested. Inexplicably so. I don't feel anything. It's more like, to let her down easy, I'll say that I've got someone on the outside. That was the play?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. To be fair, having lived with him for a year after the show, I do know he's a little bit conflict avoidant. So it makes sense. And he
created this perfect storm of conflict right there.
Yeah. Like, he'd come home and he'd be like, oh, man, like, I know you didn't leave those dishes there, but someone's left a lot of dishes there that should be done. And I'm like, that's your way of trying to say I need to do the dishes.
That's sweet. All right, so that's the reunion done. That's TV. That's a wrap. On set. You jump on the plane. Everyone goes for promos, except for Dossel. And for some reason, Chad and Georgia as well.
I've said it like 30 times.
I know. I call George.
Yeah, true, you do. Yeah.
So I don't Georgie. So there's Georgies. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, now I've got. Anyway, sorry everyone. This is it. Time for relationship to possibly blossom. You and Amy have just been through a life experience unlike any other. I know how you romanticize things, Doss. We met in the most iconic, weird, awesome way. Maybe I don't feel super hot for you right now, but I might, and I might just give it a chance and give it a go. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, effectively. It was, interesting because obviously the show, she goes for promos at like 4 a.m. We're in my room, and then she walks out the door in Fiji, and that's the last time I ever see her.
That's the last time you ever see her in person.
That was the last time I ever saw Amy in person. Admittedly, probably partially to my fault as well, because post-show, 2 days after getting back, I was like, bang, going to Bali, bang, traveling.
As planned?
As planned was always the go, and then I traveled to Southeast Asia for sort of 3 months. But, and then throughout that time away, it was sort of like, it was a bit like, what are we doing here sort of thing. Which
you were chatting. What do you mean? You were chatting. You're FaceTiming. You've got to come back. This could be your girl.
Yeah. The time, I think, like, when you're in like a traumatic situation as well, it does bond you together. And I think being back in reality, it sort of made you have a bit of a realization. You're like, okay, we haven't probably romantically bonded. It's more trauma bonded, and then like we'd be talking pretty much every day when I was away on the phone, and then. Yeah,
sorry, trauma bonded. That's a bit extreme, is it, Mr. Stranded on a beautiful island, eating lobster and playing Age of Empires all night? Yeah. Like, I mean, let's be honest. I know what you're trying to say, but
you're bonded. In a hole, bro. I'm shitting in a hole. That counts.
Okay, traumatized. All right, back up.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Bali.
Yeah. But like, we'd be on the phone for like 40 minutes, and then we'd be talking about her life in Brisbane. And then after the last 5 minutes, we'd start talking about me and Bali and doing all this stuff. And then she'd just wrap up the phone call like every time.
We were just getting to the good part. Me!
This is my favorite part. So, I started to see the signs. And then, after a few weeks, she was just like, not feeling it. I was like, all right, too easy. I'm going to keep traveling, baby.
So it was over before you even came back into the country from Bali, or / ongoing travels from there.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
How'd that feel?
I guess sucked a little bit. I felt like a bit of a fraud because I wanted to at least try it, at least go on one date when I got back, just to see what it was like, I guess. But never got the chance.
Were you thinking as well about like, the show's going to come out and our love story is going to be over before it begins for people because they'll see, through internet sleuthing or whatever, matching on Tinder, people will be on these forums going, blah, blah, blah. I dated Doss after this thing and he's not with her. Was there an element of like, could we at least make it to the show airs, so that we're this like magical couple from it?
Nah.
I know that's cynical.
I'm not
sorry.
one to fake anything. It is what it is. Yeah, you know me. I just follow my heart. I'm either all in or I'm all out. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, all out a lot of the time, I would say.
But not always. Not always.
Not in this case. You had your toes
Well, that was
in
the
and you're
I
ready
was
to jump.
key. It was probably like multiple years since I decided to go all in. And then it was obviously no dice. Didn't. Yeah. And then since then, I think I learned a little bit though. It was a good experience.
Relationship with Amy since the show aired, because obviously things went cold. You probably didn't message much, and then the show comes on and suddenly everyone's talking to each other again.
Yeah, a bit of that. So bugger all chat. Like once things are done. What am I meant to do? So didn't talk pretty much for I guess a year and a half, nearly 2 years, maybe one.
No group chat. No like.
Oh, the group chat was dead after like 3 months. After the first postponing, I think the group chat just dead. Nothing. For like probably 18 months after that. And then even as the show came out, no one posted in the group chat. Everyone sort of had their little groups from the show. Whereas for me, it was just Tom. And Mike. Mike, as the show started, popped in my DMs. And he's a decent dude, so it was good chat with him.
Nice.
And then, chat here and there when I see him in Melbourne. So I always bump into him. So it's a bit of fun. But and then probably since the show, definitely spoke with most.
None of the girls
cast.
does.
No, as the show was out, I caught up with Amy a little bit. And then, a little bit of Jess, a little bit of Georgia. Jess had to message to give her a shout out for that speech at the end. I was like, girl, I loved it. And all my friends, there was like 10 of us here. They're all like, go Jess, get him.
That must have felt pretty good for her. She lost the show because she didn't find love. But, at least she go out swinging.
Yeah, went out swinging, came out strong, looked confident, which was good because throughout the show she didn't look like that. So
good for the brand as well as a relationship coach to get a relationship
to
win
show
on
the
board.
progress. She's not a perfect product; she is a progress, and that's what you want from a coach.
Not much happens. Show comes out. There's just sort of chat here and there, talk about bits and pieces. Amy was getting a fair run from the socials as well. She was kind of one of the main promoters, you could say. I've got my thoughts on how the show was promoted. Really good thoughts. I just don't want to go into them.
Channel 7, sue him. Now's your time. Sue him.
Lights and sirens come down the street.
We got him.
All right. So that's about that. You move in with Tom.
Yeah, I moved in with Tom probably 3 months after the show was aired. Filmed. And then we lived together for a year. He met. This is the funny thing, man. So obviously this show happens, right? And Tom's a villain. He's only on there for 2 weeks. Everybody hates him, sort of vibe. And then fast forward 2 years post-show. He's married with kids. I allegedly found reality TV love. I'm more single than I fucking was before I got to that damn island. that is everyone else. And then half the cast are all loved up now as well.
Are they?
God damn. Yeah.
Are they? Because, hopefully some of them have sorted out their issues. As a viewer, judging, I'm not doing too bad for myself either. So I can judge. Okay. They've obviously hopefully learned a thing or two. I mean, that must have been hard viewing with a partner if you were not putting your best foot forward, which a lot of people weren't. I would actually argue, and again, not to glaze the boys too much because, it's this couple of boys chatting and saying how good the boys are, not good for the brand. Obviously, we just said, hey, shout out, Jess. Okay, we're good. We've got balance. Covering myself a bit there, but I don't think
for
Tom...
a speech you never even saw.
Yeah. I saw
fast
bits.
forward her speech
I saw
Sam's bit.
I saw bits. I saw enough to see that Sam's response. I was like, oh yeah, he's on the back foot here. But yeah, I think at the start of it, maybe she did come out strong. I missed that part. Also, the Channel 7 player, I've got thoughts on that as too. Really good, 7+, probably really good thoughts. I'm just not going to talk about them here. What was I going to say? Tom's edit didn't end up that bad. I think you could say, based off of the show alone, not based off of how people actually are necessarily, I'd say that probably Brie and Emily didn't come off too well. And I think everyone else kind of either got like a or good. In your case, good, I would say.
Yeah.
Byron came out strong, started strong, middle
Still
strong.
had a few rocky parts. I think everybody.
I think that that was so.
Views on internet dating were pretty old school. I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong position.
Very strong for modern times. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but also,
everybody
I'm old-fashioned too. I didn't meet my girl on the apps. Okay, and I wasn't using. I mean, admittedly, like most guys, I probably was using the apps trying to hook up. Guilty.
But no one's liking your back.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think girls gone like, I could easily hook up with all these guys, but I'm not gonna, and that makes me feel good. I'm like, please. Anyway, but I can see how you'd be like, oh well, someone uses the apps as a girl, probably hooks up a lot more than, whatever, and you could judge from there.
Just on my edit, being super good, allegedly. I found we had a drinking game that was sort of like for the final episode. We had like probably 7-8 mates over at mine, and we had a drinking game that every time I looked like stressed or anxious, we had to drink.
Jeez, I'm glad I wasn't there for that.
Mate,
my piss fitness is down bad. I would have been gone.
Yeah, we got through like 10 bottles of wine. It was a lot.
Yeah.
God, it was funny.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't realize I looked that stressed out when I'm just chilling. When I'm thinking. Very anxious.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
need to learn Pedro Pascal's way. I should have adopted his approach.
Amy would have loved that approach
she
too.
Would have loved that. She would have been making me feel anxious just to get it.
Yeah, no, you didn't look anxious you did look like you'd come into your own at the reunion. To be fair, not to big up you too much, but you did get a really good edit, I think. You did look very nervous a lot of the time.
It's hard to not edit perfection when you're perfect. Maybe that's why I didn't have too many of me talking, because I just can't put words together.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why your little speech for Tom at the end didn't get included, because they were like, let's just have him not be involved in this drama at all. Reference him but carry on. Yeah. Living with Tom, and you were saying that Tom married, twins, dog, your favorite dog. Well, I don't want to say that. There's a lot of really good dogs in your life and have been.
Yeah.
But yes.
Definitely not my favourite dog. There's some funny stories and fucked up stories of that thing. But yeah. No, well, and obviously I was there when Tom met his now wife, Morgan Mitchell, which was also 6 months after the show. So if fucking anyone else hears Emily say that it was during the show, I'll flip out. So just another lie.
Yeah.
Then we're going to squash. But yeah,
carry on. You finish that, and then we can jump into the to some of the juicy drama that happened.
Yeah. So, just Tom met Emily, and I think conceived his kids on my couch.
Morgan.
So, fuck.
Oh no! We did meet Emily after the show. Clip this.
Oh, God. Definitely editing this. Tom met Morgan after the show. I don't going to talk about the conceiving of kids anymore.
Yep. Fair cop. Smart move. So, Dos, one of my favourite things that's happened since the show has been chatter. Shout outs, chatter.
Shout out.
Tell me about chatter. You've popped up in like 4 stories at least that I've seen. They reached out to you during the show, which is scary because it's like, I can't talk about it. I've got these, I've got Chatter, which is a top publication. I mean, it goes broadcasters and stories and reporters and stuff go. Channel 7's right at the very, very top. And then Chatter's next. And then it's, ABC and SBS and right down from there. But it's like the next big dogs have come and knocking. And, that story comes out, a funny story, how you totally like, man, I would have loved to go on the island. I think that would be really good. How'd that feel to just lie to that, Walkley Award-winning reporter?
It felt great, to be honest. I was like, I didn't know if I would be allowed to do it. So I asked Channel 7, I was like, can I do this? And they were like, yeah, no worries, go for it. And I was like, hell yeah. So, no, it was quite fun. I think I was deceived enough without
deceptive.
lying. Deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that was a bit of fun. The chatter was good. It's clearly been used now as like a outlet for everyone that's sort of debunking any lies. And that's
well, not
why
just
there's so many
debunking lies. I think also
some people are
instigating
definitely
lies.
instigating lies with it. And then like the next week they'll update the article with like the other person's view, like debunking it.
This is serious journalism happening here.
Oh man, I love it.
It's what the people want as well.
Yeah.
There was more stories coming out. I know you can talk about them. There was little bags of washing powder. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm out of the game a bit, but like, were you washing clothes with that powder or something?
Sprinkles? I can't remember what they went with. No, yeah, sprinkles. No, I don't know. But I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't comment on that.
Okay. Some more references. It does seem, look, I'm not going to be around the bush, doesn't seem like there's much love lost between you and Emily. There were other stories with unattributed sources that sort of came out that were not super flattering of certain people, which were then debunked by, people that were attributed, yourself, and I think Tom even had a chip. What was that like? What was the back and forth like through chatter?
Well, it was sort of like Tom just copped so much the whole time. He didn't say anything. Like Emily was coming at him on TikTok and all these other articles and shit. And it just reached a point where he's like, stuff this. And I was like, all right, man. Like, I had no issue with Emily. Like, we were fine. We were friends before. But I just couldn't handle, like, because she's telling lies that, like, she knows I know aren't the truth. So, and Tom's a great mate of mine, so I had to fly the flag. I was like, all right, I'm sick of this shit. I need to just tell the truth, and Chatter's ready to listen.
And the great line was, I think the best romance to come from Honeymoon Island was mine and Tom's.
Yeah, I was so glad. Even production, they did like the behind the scenes photos, and there was just one of me and Tom, and I was like, yes, thank you so much. From the moment we met.
So, has it died down now? I mean, the chatter flurry happened. It was good to see. Bit of life, bit of an injection of some drama and stuff into the show, and after the show had aired. What's life like for you now, Dos? You've gone from, on top of the ratings board to
Bottom
normal
of the
Dos?
ratings board.
Or what's going on for you?
No, I got recognised twice now, so that was fun. I'm happy now. I think that's all I wanted, was just one bit of recognition from someone on the street.
Not in your salmon jacket, as we can see, I presume.
Yeah.
Did you have the man bun? Because you don't always go the man bun. It's a special occasions bun.
Yeah, well, I had the man bun up, and I think that's what this bloke saw, because it was a weird interaction. This bloke just started smiling at me, like nearly wanting to laugh, smile, and I was like, I'm like looking at it as I'm walking towards it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Look away, look back, and he's still just staring at me like, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then so that was kind of funny.
And that's it.
That's post-show DOS.
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Yeah. Did you learn anything? Did you take something away from this?
I learned a lot from speed dating. I think that was actually like a really good idea in regards to learning so quickly what your deal breakers are in someone. And I think that was very handy, because there were some people there that I was like, oh, I'm pretty attracted to you. And then after 2 minutes, I was like, okay, you answered my questions very wrongly.
Yeah.
This is great. We get to save time and not go on 3 dates and find out we're incompatible. So that was pretty good. And then, yeah, it was a nice experience to be away from my phone and all the rest of it for so long. And I think that probably improved a little bit of my emotional intelligence. I don't know if that was the moment, but I look back at my decisions 5 years ago, and I was like, that was a boy. That was a boy. But the person that came out of Stranded on Honeymoon Island was a man.
Whoa. Okay. Beautiful. I mean, I'd love to wrap it up there, but we're probably not going to talk about it. That's poetic. That's cool. Just, off the top of your head, are any of the couples still going?
Nope, no one's still going. I think me and Amy nearly might have been the longest. And that was only 3 weeks of no contact.
Oh, you were saying that there was another relationship story straight after we want to come back to?
Yeah, I just read today in a Chatter article.
Chatter's still going with the stories.
Still
Hell
going.
yeah! Shout out Chatter, dude. You need to get a Chatter journal on the next episode.
It was just Manny and Danny. I think they only caught up once after the show, and that was it. Which was, kind of funny, because they said, I love you. But each their own. But that proves me right because I said they wouldn't work. And yeah. And then Georgia and Chad also were about 3 weeks. And I think that was from Chad handing on a little bit childishly. But
Shame.
yeah. And again, they also said, I love you. I'm starting to think no one was real on this show except for me and Tom. We're the only love to come out of this.
Any thoughts on reality TV, Dos? Now that you've been on it, would you do it again?
I think...
Because it put your life on hold for 2 years, mate. I mean, to be fair.
Yeah, I was lucky because I was an intruder, so there actually wasn't any eyes on me, I guess, for that 2-year period.
You weren't
so
being
that was
promoted
probably
at all.
handy. Yeah, so I probably got a bit lucky there to stay out of the limelight. So I could still just do whatever. But yeah, I don't know about another dating show. I don't think so. But
why is it a commentary on the format, on the people that go on these shows? You being one of them?
Yeah,
Byron
I
being
know.
one of them? Girls?
Yeah. I don't think it's the way to go.
Okay.
In hindsight, great experience, but yeah, I think there's better ways to go about dating.
Have you gone speed dating? You should go speed dating again.
I haven't, but I should actually.
I think so. I think that's a good point you've got there. Is it like, rather than spend a month having 3 dates with someone, I don't know how it works. I presume that's how it works. Because
it's
one of those.
I have 3 dates in a week.
Okay, all right.
To the same person, just to clarify.
Chad's like, that's not what he was telling me about this roster.
Shut up, Chad. I told you that in confidence on camera.
Yeah, just do some speed dating, dude.
Yeah, I might give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit off dating at the moment, so
okay.
We'll see.
All right. Love to hear it. Any final closing thoughts? I don't know what I've got here. Did you keep the rings?
I never got rings.
Did Amy get a ring from you?
Oh, no, she got a ring from Mike.
Did she keep the ring?
Probably.
Okay.
I got to keep some of the clothes they gave me, so that was nice. Why did I have so many buttons down on the last day of filming? God damn. I was like, I hate this person. Why did I think that was cool? It was too many buttons down.
There's too many buttons.
Yeah.
Well, that's about that from me, Dos. I'm happy to wax lyrical about anything else now. But as far as the show goes, that's the Stranded on Honeymoon Island wrap. I don't know if we should. Are we watching? Are you going to move on now? You're going to get chat to chatter when chatter chats, or are you going to maybe talk with some of the other people from the show, or what's the plan?
I reckon that's it for me. It was a good experience. It's fun, but I'm not going to drag this out more than it needs to be. I think it's one to look back on, but yeah, not something to decide my personality for the next few years.
Yeah, true. Do you find it's helped or hindered your love life?
Oh, fuck. I think it's hindered more than it's helped, for sure. Well, I don't think it's worked in any other way.
Yeah, it's like
pre-show. There's a lot of L's running around in my life right now. So I can't say it's fucking worked.
Yeah, nothing's working. I'm trying.
Hey, Channel 7, take me back.
Okay. Look, I'll leave it up to you to take this somewhere or to cut it off. But back to you, Dos.
Let's wrap it up. I think I've probably, I know we've gone pretty long here, a bit over an hour, which is, fuck, I'm scared to see what overtime you put in your contract to come on this pod.
Yeah, and I'm actually on leave as well. So it's like it's overtime plus it's triple time, really.
Triple time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a public holiday in Queensland or some bullshit.
No, we have like 20 public holidays at the start of the year and then one at the end. So
yeah, you're got a rough ride. Victoria's where you want to be.
You guys get Melbourne Cup. I mean,
it's grand final.
Sick.
Every sporting day.
It's the grand final. Lions versus Freo.
Also, this was not planned.
No.
Me wearing Freo, you wearing Lions.
I had to wear something that wouldn't show the sweat up too bad. But you can see it.
I just had a business meeting, so I needed a collar. And I just sat just below the camera. So
yeah. All right. It's just like a nice navy, dark blue shirt kind of thing. Yeah. Nah.
All right, that's it. We might do a behind the scenes bit of chat down the line with a bit of a how to get on a reality show, road guide maybe. Could be something in that.
That's
See
pretty
the
good.
Feedback comes, yeah. But yeah, no, it's good to get a little bit off my chest, and which my chest was also in a lot of shots. I don't know if you noticed, but anytime that I was shooting Amy, it was just my chest. That was next to her.
It was like just a headless DOS.
Yeah,
Just a
I didn't even
just
try to
chatting
get
his
my
chest.
head. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, and then we'll be back to regular podcast programming with. Actually, I haven't really decided because I don't think we'll do 101 first dates again. I think we had a good lead, good wrap, but we might go back to a bit of trust us advice.
All right, so people can continue to watch this space. DOS is still going. You can get in touch with this program on Insta, Trust Us.
Network.
Yep, Spotify, leave a comment, 5-star
Nice.
it.
Please.
Yeah. You know,
Even
if you
4-star it. Fuck it. I'm desperate.
just rate it. No, don't just rate
Don't
it.
just rate it. Don't
No,
just
no,
rate it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, good.